And here we go. Hello, everyone. Hi there. I am Renee Carbone Fleming, and I love to always share that I unapologetically inspire moms over 40 to look and feel like $1,000,000 freaking bucks and build their $100,000 fuck it fund and unleash their inner badass queen. And there is nothing better for us to share tonight than that of women's health, because I am 54 years preserved. You know that. And going through menopause can be tough for some, but we have some solutions, and I want to invite and share, and I'm really grateful for both of you ladies to be able to carve time out of your busy schedules to join us. And we have the fabulous Grace Howe. Grace, say hi. You want to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit of your background first?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am a mom of 8, a wife of 1, and very excited to be here with you tonight, Renee. I've known Renee for many years, and I've known Dr. Mondloch for a few years now, and very impressed with both of these women. So excited to be here with all of you. Thank you for making the time tonight.
Fantastic. And Dr. Mondloch, I really appreciate you. Dr. Mondloch, for those you're going to hear from her directly, but her experience and her the work that she's done in women's health is really incredible. And she's written some incredible books that we're going to share, but I don't want to take away her thunder. So please help me welcome Dr. Mondloch to our community. Yay. Thank you so much. So will you share a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Yes. This is the forum that I love to do, is to be able to talk to small groups and be able to have it be more of an intimate conversation, because people have questions. Yeah. And women's health is so ignored by the traditional medical system. It's as if we're only good to have babies and surgeries, and beyond that, they look at us and go, oh my gosh, I don't understand what's going on with you. So why don't you just go over to your internist office? Or why don't you just go over here? Because I can't help you. And we're stuck going through phases like peri-menopause and menopause without any help, because there's no science in women's health. So I've done consented research for the past 20 years on my patients, and I developed the curves for where our hormone levels need to be age appropriate. And notice I said to be age appropriate, because it's...
Oh, we lost her. I think she cut out. Renee?
Oh, no.
I think she cut out.
Yeah,
I think she'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good old technology.
Yes. So she's making her way back
on.
Oh,
sorry, I don't know what happened. I must have moved my hand or something, but but the old-fashioned way of thinking about lab values is, are you in normal range? Well, I want to erase that thought from your brain, because normal at age 18 is not what's normal at age 30, which is not normal at age 44, which is not normal at age 54 or 64 or 74. What it has to be is, are your levels age appropriate? Wow, right. What a concept. So that was my 20 years of consented research with my patients, is where should your hormone levels be for your age? And then how do you balance those female with male? How do you balance that with the other 3 foundational hormone groups in your body? Because that foundational 4 hormone groups in your body are like 4 legs of a chair. And those 4 legs of a chair are only as strong as each individual leg. So if you have a broken leg and you sit on that chair, what's going to happen? Yeah. Boom, you're on the floor. You don't even know how you got there. So you dutifully rewrite the chair, you sit back down, you haven't fixed anything, but you're going to land on the floor again. Well, isn't that the definition of insanity? You do the same thing expecting a different result. So you go to your doctor and they go, well, I did all your blood work. It looks great. There's nothing I can do to help you. Well, they're not doing the 4 foundational hormone groups. They don't pay any attention to those, because medical school doesn't teach doctors the importance of the foundational hormones. They don't even tell you that those are important to draw. And worse yet, if patients realize that 77% of doctors in this country work for a hospital or for an insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They have a boss. And their boss says to them, you can't go there. Well, why not? Because we don't make enough profit. If you prevent disease, we only make profit when you have enough referrals to a specialist, when you do enough testing, when you do enough referrals for procedures. And so we're not in the business of preventing illness. We're in the business of detecting illness and then doing testing. So we're in the profitability business, not patient care business. And once we realize that that's what corporate medicine is doing to our healthcare system, then we realize going to a physician that is hospital-based or insurance company-based, they are not allowed to help you. So you need to find that 23% of independent healthcare providers that can hear your story and go, wow, you've got all of these symptoms, and you may not even know the extent of the symptoms you have, but I hear you, and you're in the right place, and I've got a plan for you. So the gift that I have for everybody, I'm going to show to you right now. And this gift is actually a single page hormone symptoms worksheet that allows you to organize the symptoms that you know are hormone deprivation related, menopause related, and some that you never thought were menopause related. So this is a really busy sheet, and I realize it's busy, but in particular, what I want to highlight is that there are estrogen, wrong side of the page, estrogen deprivation symptoms. These symptoms cover from head to toe, every organ system in your body. What? There's short-term memory loss in here. There's insomnia in here. There's heart palpitations. There's muscle aches, joint aches, migraine headaches, increased acid reflux or GERD. There's the usual, my bladder doesn't behave and I leak every time I stand up, and low libido. What? Low libido? I thought that was a testosterone. No. It's low female estradiol. Then there's the low progesterone symptoms. Mm-hmm. Like I cry at the drop of a hat. Like I look at food and I bloat. Like my breasts are so tender, I can't stand it. And headaches and constipation. Those are all low progesterone symptoms. And then ladies, excess testosterone, mid-abdominal belly weight. Oh my God, the bane of every woman listening. Nobody wants that. And nobody wants to lose hair here and put it on here. Right?
Yes.
Nobody wants that. So what if you had a single sheet that you could take and put every single one of your symptoms on here? Now you've organized your symptoms, and you can copy this and give it to your doctor. Mm-hmm. Now your doctor is on notice. I don't just have short-term memory loss or hot flashes. I have 8 other things that we need to pay attention to. Now you have put your doctor on notice. I have issues. Are they going to validate your issues and hear you? Or are they going to say, I can't go there? Now you know you may need to find an independent doctor that's going to be able to help you. If your doctor says, I can't, they won't let me. Wow. Right? This is my free gift to everyone that is at this presentation tonight. And Renee, I'll make sure you have this. It's a single page. It's a super easy to use resource. It's organizational. It's something you can make copies. of the blank sheet for your own purposes so that as you go over time, you improve with what's going on with some of your symptoms, then you can track what you're getting rid of. So I would say to my patients, I need to check your 4 hormone groups. Well, how do we do that? It's blood work. What, doc, I want my insurance to pay for it. Guess what? Your insurance is going to pay for it. This is all codable so that your insurance sees the ICD-10 code and your blood work is going to be, voila, covered by your insurance. So it's not a question of I can't do it because it won't be covered for you. It will be covered for you. They just have to know what to do with the information once it comes back. But that's also what Blossoming and Full Bloom are going to be able to help you with, is because I go through what does the blood work mean and where should you be to be age appropriate. Right. So these are on Amazon. So again, Renee, I'll make sure you have the flyer for these books that you can actually post, that people can download the flyer.
Perfect.
What you do on the flyer is click the cover of the book and it takes you to Amazon.
Excellent.
So, ladies, I need you reading these. I need women's groups talking about it. I need women to take charge of their health, because guess what? When you're not in balance, you have inflammation in every organ system of your body. And inflammation means those organ systems aren't working well for you. So what is one of the best ways that I have found that cuts inflammation, supports 30% of your body, your collagen, and has anti-inflammatory effects and antioxidant effects is actually Bella Grace. Wow, what a perfect adjunct to balancing the 4 legs of your hormone chair is to do your Bella Grace with its 3 ingredients. Your collagen, that is only 3 to 4 peptides long. That means instead of the powdered stuff that you buy at Costco, that's a 30 to 40 peptide long chain. You don't absorb any more than 5% of that collagen. This collagen is 3 to 4 peptides long, and your GI tract, even if it's moderately or highly inflamed, goes, I can work with that. I can absorb that. And so you absorb 95%. And that's research proven. Research proven. Besides the collagen, which is going to support 30% of your body. And by the way, you get a little mini facelift. This is all collagen and muscle. You support all that. Woo-hoo, right? It has antioxidant called astaxanthin in there. Astaxanthin is not only 6,000 times gram for gram more powerful than vitamin C, which we all know how good vitamin C is for us. Well, imagine something 6,000 times more powerful. Wow. And that's astaxanthin, the second ingredient. The third ingredient is anti-inflammatory, and that's an organic cat's claw. It's not a claw from a cat. We're not doing any animal harm. It is a plant from the Amazon, and it is actually using this plant for its anti-inflammatory purposes. And the indigenous people of the Amazon River Basin have used it for centuries as their, quote, Mother Nature's ibuprofen. So it has been in other formularies where it's used as natural joint pain relief. But imagine now you've got collagen that's 95% absorbed with an antioxidant that's more powerful than vitamin C, with anti-inflammatory. That's like a win-win-win. Boom, drop the mic.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an unbelievable, all natural nutraceutical product.
That is really amazing. Go ahead, Grace.
I was going to ask Dr. Mondloch because you tend to, as you know, an OBGYN for over 40 years, you have seen a lot out there on the marketplace. What was it about this product and, you know, your research that made you feel comfortable and confident to share this with your patients and now share it with the world?
Well, what a great question. Thank you, Grace. Well, you know, you're right. There have been lots of products out there. I haven't liked any of the collagens out there because I know they don't get absorbed. It's simply a marketing push that, yes, take your collagen, and everybody's got the big blue tub on their counter in the kitchen. But I said this even to my husband, a marathon runner who actually, you know, has been taking his quote unquote blue tub collagen for years and still complains of his knee pain and his shoulder pain and this pain and that pain, tosses and turns when he sleeps because he can't get comfortable. And I said, you need to try my collagen. And he goes, I take my collagen. I said, yeah, how's that working for you? And he had nothing to say. I said, give me 4 days. And I did this with all of my patients in the office. I had over 50% of my patients on this product before I retired.
Wow.
I said, give me 4 days. Well, at the end of the 4 days, he woke up in the morning. He went, oh, look at my Fitbit watch. I got to REM sleep faster. I stayed in REM sleep longer. And look at my sheets. They're not all rolled up in a ball. I slept really fitfully last night. What do you think that is? And I went, gee, what did you start 4 days ago that maybe, just maybe had something? He's like, oh, you got any more of that stuff? And my personal story is I woke up one morning and I had a bag under the side I sleep on. So we all know that you start losing collagen if you sleep on one side and you mush the muscle, and you're going to end up with a kind of a lopsided face, right? But you can't control what you do when you're sleeping. So I woke up in the morning with this bag under one eye and I went, oh no, not on my watch. Absolutely not, right? Well, let me tell you, 4 days on Bella Grace, gone.
Wow.
Gone. And I thought, all right, I'm on this for life.
Yeah.
But I can tell you it goes to every patient's area of need. So I had a patient that she was so sensitive with the inflammation in her GI tract, she could handle nothing more than a liquid diet. And I said to her, this is liquid. I want you to try this. It's going to cut the inflammation. And she said, Doc, I've tried everything. And I said, you haven't tried this. Well, I had her wean up, mix it with water so that she was bringing it up very slowly in her body so that after about 2 weeks, she was on it full strength. And she emailed me back. She's actually remote in a different state. She emailed me back and she went, OMG, I can't believe how well I am not only absorbing this, but now I'm starting to take in other food.
Yeah.
So, wow. That's amazing. I had a patient with every joint in her finger as a seamstress in an industrial situation, working with wet canvas. Every knuckle in her fingers and knuckle in the top of her hand were inflamed and red. And she said she couldn't even drive. She'd have to drive with the palm of her hands. She said, I'm going to get in an accident because I can't even grip the steering wheel. What can I do? And I said, what I need you to do is this. So she took it for 4 weeks and I got her testimonial after about a month because she didn't trust what was happening. She had to keep going. But she emailed me and she goes, Doc, you won't believe it. She said, I started seeing, after about 4 weeks, I started seeing fluid coming out of my inflamed joints. So I put gloves on, cotton gloves, to go to bed. And I woke up in the morning and my fingers were back to normal. She said, I'm still doing my job. I'm still pulling wet canvas in my industrial seamstress position. I haven't changed what I do. She said, this changed everything. So that was her area of need. So again, it will go where you need it. So if you have shoulder pain, it'll go to your shoulder. If you have heart palpitations, it'll go to your heart. If you have joint pain, it'll go to your joint. So if you've got issues with face falling and lack of facial structure, guess what? You're going to get a mini facelift out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So it's an unbelievable product, all natural, which you can't argue with all natural. I am Western trained, but I am a very anti-medication type of doctor. I'm always looking for, how do I help my patients do the right thing? How do I help them feel 15 to 20 years younger than their age? Well, this is going to do it from the outside and from the inside. If you can cut inflammation from the inside and you can support collagen, that what you see from the outside is a 15 to 20 year younger you, what's wrong with that?
Right. And that's, I mean, we have so much respect for you too, Dr. Mondloch, because you did your due diligence. It wasn't just your experience, even though it was such a great experience. You researched Dr. Miller, you interviewed Dr. Miller, who's the formulator of the product. You ensured that this was in the best interest for yourself and for your patients. And what are your thoughts on, because it's just so everyone knows, like, this isn't just like whipped up in the kitchen, you know, someone just had an idea, let me just throw a few things in and see what lands. You interviewed him. What are your thoughts about the man behind this elixir? And because you've grown to know him over the years.
Well, and he is one of those rare people that, as a PhD in nutritional sciences, which, by the way, one of my daughters is a PhD nutritional sciences. So I have high respect for what they go through in their training. But as a PhD, when he actually was approached by this company, Bella Grace, they said to him, we want a product that's going to be able to do XYZ, right? Decrease inflammation. We want all of these products in an all natural supplement. And he went, I will only do the best of the best. And if you can't do that with me, then I'm the wrong PhD for you to work with. And they had to go back and soul search and go, oh my gosh, he's proposing a more expensive approach in collagen. He's proposing a higher cost antioxidant. He's proposing more expensive ingredients. Do we really want to go down this road? And he sat with them and said, here is why I'm making the recommendations I'm making. And this is why, if you don't put this ingredient in, I can't be a part of this project, because I will only do the best of a collagen. I will only do the best of an antioxidant. I will only do the best of an anti-inflammatory, and it has to be all natural, and it has to be able to be helpful in all parts of the body. And if you aren't on board with that, then go find another PhD. Wow. Right? He could have easily taken whatever contract they gave him and said, I'll do whatever you want. That's worth X amount to me. But he said, no, these are my principles. And if I'm going to stamp my name on this as the chief scientific officer of this company, then things are going to have to be top drawer, period. It has to be totally nutritional. It has to be top ingredients. We have to source them from the best places. And if that can't be done, I'm out. So when I interviewed him, I even said to him, I want to know your approach with this product with cancer patients. He had an answer for me. I want to know your approach with patients who have MS. He had an answer for me. I did a 1-hour interview with him, which is on our apps, our boards app that you can actually, access. But I asked him some pretty tough questions. And he said, this product will be able to address so many symptoms that people have no idea a totally nutritional product will be able to address for you.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, and so from a 40-year veteran as an OBGYN, recently retired, I mean, this is, again, you, an author of multiple books, you've, numerous patients, you've done your own research and due diligence. recognizing that this is a product of choice. Renee, what are some of the questions you have for Dr. Mondloch? Because she's on a roll here.
She is. And I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh. Like, I've been using this product for a year and a half now, and I can only speak of my experience. Knock on wood, I didn't have any medical issues, but seeing and sharing with my audience my journey and, the more of the cosmetic stuff. I mean, my gut health is great, but, I have a jawline, which is really wonderful. And I love seeing that. You said, it's a little facelift. I'm like, wow, this really does work. So me sharing that is different than hearing from somebody with your expertise in the medical field. So is there any other tools that we have for menopause specifically for women that you would suggest, whether products with Bella Grace that will help with a little mental belly? How do you see the elixir helping with those with menopause?
Well, again, a lot of weight gain is hormone imbalance. So that's what I started with first. And that's why I talked about balancing your hormones. So that's going to be starting with blood work. It's going to be starting with, are you in balance? Are you out of balance? And then fixing that broken leg or 2 broken legs or 3 or all 4 legs of your chair. You have to have balance in your body. If you're out of balance, then you're going to build inflammation in your body. And inflammation may be weight you can't get rid of. Most women in menopause don't realize that they actually become male. What? Explain that to me. Well, your female goes away and your male increases, so you become male. Wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this. No, you didn't. But guess what? Surprise. Here you are. You're a male. And so what does a male metabolism trapped in a female do? It gives you extra mid-abdominal weight gain. But I don't want that. Well, then you've got to rebalance your hormones because we are female in our metabolism. We don't do well when a male dominance is thrown at us. Well, guess what? It's thrown at you for your entire menopausal 20, 30, 40 years. As many years as you spent having a female metabolism and being female. Well, that's a raw deal. How can I fix that? You have to balance your hormones. That's why I wrote these books, is because women have to take charge of their own health care. They have to know they can take charge. They can do something. Now, are there foods that are estrogenic? Sure, there are. But you also have to know there are foods that are progestogenic. You have to balance the female estrogen, progesterone. You have to balance those, as well as you have to be more female than male. Well, there aren't many foods that you can eat, even in large quantities, that are going to bring you more female than male. Will food help? Of course it will help, but it's not the whole story. Will exercise help? Of course, you're going to increase circulation. But again, it's not the whole story. So if you take your car to a mechanic and you hear a noise and you've got a sticky window that just won't go up and down well, do you only tell your mechanic, oh, I can live with the broken window, just fix the noise that I hear? Right. Well, no, you want your car to work right for you because you don't want to go into winter with a window that isn't going to work, right? So why do we do that with our bodies?
Right.
We shouldn't. If we have a problem, we should fix the problem. And if it's as easy as turning back the hands of time and rebalancing your hormones and feeling forever age 45, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. And besides trying to drop the testosterone, so don't let them talk you into, oh, you have low libido, we're going to give you testosterone for that. You already are a male. You don't need more male. So your low libido comes from low estradiol. Huh. Really? So don't let them talk you into it. But the mid-abdominal weight gain, that is true excess testosterone. That is male metabolism up the wazoo. How many guys do you know in their 50s, 60s, 70s, where do they put their weight on? Yep. Right in their belly.
Mhm.
right in their belly. So our increase in testosterone equals their decrease in testosterone. The bottom line is we gain belly fat. So realize Bella Grace has an answer for that too. What? Bella Grace has Bella Trim.
Yeah.
No kidding. Bella Trim is also all natural. What does the natural world of medicine use for weight loss? Well, it's not Wegovy, it's not Mounjaro, it's not these commercials you see on TV with people dancing in the office or dancing in the streets. Those are shots that you literally can get more ill from taking the shot because it'll cause diarrhea if you are not a diabetic. These are diabetic medications that are intended for diabetics to take. If you are not diabetic, your body doesn't know what to do with being assaulted with diabetic medication. And so your GI tract goes crazy and you build inflammation in your gut while everything you eat runs through you and you have diarrhea. That is a lousy way to lose weight.
Yeah.
You just don't want to go there. So how does the world of natural medicine work with weight loss? Chromium picolinate. Wow, really? So chromium picolinate is going to do 3 things in your body. Why is it always 3 things, right? But the 3 things it's going to do is, number 1, it's going to increase your GLP-1 receptor. Well, what does that mean? That's your satiety center in your brain. That says, I'm full. So if you're taking chromium, your body is going to have a set point that's lower that says, I'm full faster. Oh. And that's valuable because there's lots of people that are testosterone dominant women, and polycystic ovary is an example. Menopause is an example, that the trigger gets reset to a male trigger. Well, you don't want that. You don't want to just keep eating and keep eating and keep eating. You want to reset that. You want a lower set point for your satiety hormone. You want to feel full faster. So you push the plate away and walk away. That's number 1. Number 2, it will actually increase or decrease your ghrelin in your body. And ghrelin is a stomach hormone that is your hunger hormone. So when you have an empty stomach and you hear that grumble in your stomach, that's an auditory cue that you hear that tells you, almost like Pavlov in the dog experiment, ring a bell and the dog would salivate. Well, you hear your stomach grumble and you say to yourself, oh my God, I'm hungry. And you talk yourself into being hungry. Well, that's your ghrelin that's elevated. What if you decrease that ghrelin? Bye-bye, grumble, grumble, grumble. All of a sudden, that trigger that you heard from your stomach is gone.
Mm-hmm.
No longer do you get that signal that you're hearing that grumble and you want to eat. You don't even realize you're hungry because you weren't really hungry. It was just that ghrelin that was triggering it. What is the third thing that happens is you actually decrease leptin, Leptin. Leptin is your obesity hormone. What? I didn't even know we had an obesity hormone. Yep. Yep. So if you can decrease your leptin, you can decrease your ghrelin, you can actually impact your satiety hormone that your body doesn't feel. It feels full sooner. You decrease that hunger sensation and you decrease the obesity hormone, all with natural chromium picolinate. Wow. You're going to have weight loss because your body signals are being reset back to normal.
Wow.
Wow. And like any weight loss product, you have to flush out what you break down, right? So if you don't drink enough water, taking a product like Bella Trim, natural or not, guess what? You break down fat. Where's it going to go unless you flush it? It's like using the bathroom without flushing. Well, after a while, it's going to look pretty skunky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So flush it out, flush it out. It's what you tell your kids, right? Flush after you go. Don't just walk out.
How much water do you suggest drinking with a capsule a day?
Well, a capsule a day, it's regardless whether it's one capsule a day or some people, I would actually recommend 2 capsules a day, but there's no benefit from 3. Okay, none.
Okay.
But even on 1 capsule a day, remember your body is hundreds, thousands of internal chemical reactions in every organ system in your body. So you have to flush all of that byproduct of those chemical reactions out as well. So I tell people the minimum, the absolute minimum of oral fluid, notice I didn't say water, of oral fluid that you put into your body should be 64 ounces a day. What I really want is a gallon, 128 ounces a day. And you go, I can't possibly drink a gallon of fluid a day. Well, if you pace yourself that every hour on the hour, you've gotten 10 to 12 ounces in, take a sip. You have to have that much fluid in. You've got to flush what your body is doing inside so that you're always working from a clean slate. Imagine that, your body working from a clean slate every single day instead of being muddied up with junk you never flush through and get rid of.
So that's interesting. A gallon of fluid, not necessarily a gallon of water, because I think that's what scares a lot of people as far as, how am I going to drink a gallon of water? I mean, I live with, that all I do is fill up my water. But
But realize too, you can water intoxicate. So too much water will drop your electrolytes and you can actually get swelling of brain tissue and you can get confused and you can get headaches. So that's the principle behind people that get into too hot of a temperature and they get heat stroke and whatever. They're actually not putting in adequate water, or they try to put in water and it's only water and they're not replacing the sweat, the electrolytes of what they're losing. And that water intoxication can drop your sodium so low that you actually can be hospitalized. You can actually lose consciousness from it. You can actually have a very fatal result. So you have to, for every 64 ounces of water, you need 8 to 10 ounces of electrolyte. So the most common electrolyte people know about is Gatorade, but that's got sugar, right? And Gatorade, remember, was made for athletes. So unless you're an athlete doing sport at a high level, you really don't need the sugar. We get sugar in other ways. But you can do a G2, which is sugarless Gatorade. Take the sugar out. Super simple. You can get Noon tablets, N-U-U-N. And Noon tablets, you can drop into your water bottle, make your own electrolyte. And guess what? You're not bringing a case of G2 home every week because you've got to get your electrolyte in. You can get Noon tablets from the running store, or you can order them on Amazon. And now you've got your electrolyte supply right in your cabinet. All you have to do is drop it in your water. Boom, you've got instant electrolyte.
I love that. It was such a visual when you said that, Dr. Mondloch, about the sludge. It's like we're leaving sludge in our system if we're not clear, if we're not washing it out with fluids.
Right.
So thank you for that. Wow, what a wealth of knowledge. What are your thoughts on all of this, Renee?
I
Mondloch?
love that. I've been taking notes. So I'm so appreciative that you're willing to share this with everyone. I know, like I said, I've loved the experience that I've had with Bella Grace, but knowing that how much research you've done on the product and the company and Dr. Miller and what it's done for you and your patients, that really just brings it to a whole new level for others who may be looking at this and thinking, they wanted to try it, but they really weren't sure. They know this crazy, badass queen, Lady Renee, is sharing it, but what else is out there? Who else is out there? But I love, the big takeaways as far as the checklist, which I really am. Anybody who wants to get that, just, comment checklist and I will get that out to you. I will post the link to your book from Amazon and highly suggest everyone grab that. And what really resonated as well is we've had conversations with family and friends about the medical industry and the fact that they, make money with keeping people sick. And, we have to take our health in our own hands. So you being willing to share, some training and tips and tools and strategies in order to help us do that, I really, truly appreciate. But that's something that's really been very passionate, has been a passion of mine, to ensure that people know that they can take control of their health. That's why I got involved with Bella Grace, because, I wasn't looking to join this business, but when I found the transformation I was going through and others, it was like that, oh my gosh, I want what she has, I'll have what she's having, right? Grace and I, we say that often. Mm-hmm. And so with you sharing everything, it's like, okay, I want what Dr. Mondloch has, this is wonderful. So just a wealth of knowledge, and the whole 64 ounces a day, then 8 to 10 electrolytes, that I did not know for sure. Mm-hmm. So that's very interesting, because I drink a ton of water and then also coffee and wine. So I'm probably at the gallon a day with everything. So I'm good. So see, my Cabernet, there's so many health benefits, I'm going to say. It keeps me happy, right? Even better, more than just for your heart health, I guess. So I really, truly appreciate that. Is there any last thoughts you want to share?
Well, anybody that would like more information, I can certainly, give you my email, which is my first initial last name at gmail.com. So VMONDLOCH at gmail.com. Just mention Renee Fleming, mention Grace, and I'll know where you got my name from. I love talking to people. I love sharing information. This idea of the doctor knows it, but the patient doesn't, we have to get rid of that idea. Yeah. It needs to be a partnership that we work together with our healthcare provider, and that we're educated and we're empowered to get healthier, to actually prevent disease. There should be no reason, even if you have predispositions, there should be no reason for people to be diabetic if they're willing to do the homework, do the blood work, do the work of what it takes to not be diabetic. Even if it's a tendency in your family, if you balance your hormone groups and you pay attention, you can not be just another statistic in your family. You can actually take charge, and that won't be your fate. But you have to be an active participant and take charge in your own healthcare. And wow, you will also feel 15 to 20 years younger than your age. Wow, the fountain of youth right in your own hands.
Right. Oh, thank you so much. What a great way to end that. Grace, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
Well, I just wanted to say it'll be fascinating to hear the responses and the comments that you all have, those of you who are watching, that are experiencing this knowledge and accessing, this information. Please, if you want more of this, let us know so we can have Dr. Mondloch and other experts come on and share on these Wind Down Wednesdays or Wind Up Wednesdays or whatever you're calling them these days, Renee. Because, women's health, sometimes we don't have a sounding board. We don't have a place that we can go, or a person that we can go to ask the questions, especially even with our regular doctors. I mean, they're getting us in and they're getting us out, getting us in and getting us out. We don't have the kind of time that you've invested into our lives like this evening. So thank you, Renee, for making this possible. Dr. Mondloch, thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge and expertise, particularly when it comes to our elixir, as well as the Bella Trim and the other strategies that you've offered to each and every one of us. We appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you. And the other offer I'll make is I love, and I've been trying to encourage groups of women to do book clubs. So if we can get an online book club going and read Full Bloom,
Yeah.
wow,
Right.
then everyone gets to know the knowledge in that book, and then they can share it with their family and friends.
Right.
But they're going to get it right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So I would welcome that opportunity. So.
Oh, I love that. And that's exactly it. Knowledge is power.
Right.
And that's what you're bringing to us. I cannot thank you enough. This has been wonderful. So everyone, if you're catching the replay, comment your questions. If you don't want to put your questions, you could just message me and I will get those questions over to Dr. Mondloch. And we want to be able to give you and provide you with whatever information you need to unleash your inner badass queen and rock out your menopause years with, power that you can absolutely overcome it all. So thank you, everyone.